Hello guys, welcome back to Two Brothers Outdoors. You might wonder what I have on my shoulder. This is a very accurate 22 caliber pellet rifle that shoots a pellet about 950 feet a second. A little faster if you use the lightweight pellets. We have a chipmunk problem and we're going to have to do some taking care of that. Actually, what we're doing is we're not using the pellet rifle. The wife won't allow me to shoot these damn things. We're trapping them and relocating them. So bear with me. We're going to relocate one. And yes, I do have the rifle, but it's not for chipmunks. It's for something else. It's invading the sawmill. It's called mice. Chipmunks get a pass because they're cute, according to the wife, but mice are not cute. And I can kill those. Get rid of them. Yeah. All right. So anyway, we got a few things to deal with first. Let's go relocate this chipmunk. All right. These chipmunks go after the scratch feed I put out for the chickens. Put a little bit under these traps and they step in here. And here is the cute little guy that we have caught. We're just going to take him for a little ride down the road and relocate him. Okay, he's going for a little ride. Done this about 38 times so far. Okay, got ourselves a nice patch of woods here. He'll be happy. And there he goes. Adios. Yesterday we put this massive log on the mill and we could just barely with a bunch of boards get the log arch high enough to get it on the mill, but we ran into a small problem. I think on previous videos we spoke about this rock which sat in front of the sawmill, and what happens is as you're backing up, either the log arch tire hits it, skittles the log arch over, or you get the log arch against the incline there on the mill, and the tire on the four-wheeler hits this damn rock and it slides over. I asked you guys for some advice on how to get rid of the rock. Well, yesterday, putting that log on the mill, this rock raised so much hell about it, I dug out around it and started a bonfire around it and kept that fire going most of the night. Got some pretty big chunks that chipped off. I'm hoping I can knock the top of it off right there. And if we can bury it. This is kind of exciting. I hit the top of that rock and a bunch of it came off. I believe it's just about under the dirt level. I'm gonna hit this crack with a wedge. Whew, that's still hot. That's unreal. Alright guys, I think we got this rock below the surface of the dirt. This will work fine. One good bonfire took care of that. That made that manageable. Now some of you guys might be asking, why don't you just go get a backhoe, rent a backhoe, or find somebody with a backhoe, dig that rock up? Well, guess what? My son does have a big backhoe. We attempted to dig that rock up and it's bigger than a Volkswagen. So therefore I told him to fill back in around it and we'll have to just deal with the top of it. Alright guys, we're just going to make a quick trip up the hill. Keep an eye on our ash trees. We pretty much got all of our larger ash trees marked out and we just want to keep an eye on them, make sure they're not doing what they call blonding. If they're starting to do the blonding thing, that means they're dying. take them down before the wood goes bad. Holy cow. I just ran through a spider web and knocked the hat off my head. What kind of spider that was? I don't want to meet him. I think his web was thick as rope. Alright, this is one of the largest ash trees that we have. And I'm just checking it right now. I don't see any blonding on it. If I find one with blonding, I'll show you what I'm talking about. That one right there, all the limbs have got leaves on them. Still seems to be pretty healthy. This is the one I'm worried about the most. This is the biggest ash tree we have, and I really don't want to lose it. You see right over here on the other side of this opening, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 ash trees. One of them's got a few leaves on it, but it's dying, and the other 3 are dead. They'll have to come down. There's a couple more ash trees here, one over there, and the tops look healthy. All the leaves are on it, no bare limbs, and I don't see any blonding on the trees at all. Now, this is a beech tree right here, and you can see the mushrooms growing on it. There's some kind of disease that's hitting the beech trees. This one's still got a couple leaves on it, but this tree is dying. And the bad thing is by the time this tree dies, the wood is already going to be rotten. It's already totally worthless right now. See all those mushrooms on there? It totally destroys the wood. Not that beech is a great tree for wood anyway, but they do provide beech nuts for bear and deer, and we're losing all of our beech trees to this blight. Here's a pretty good size ash tree right here, and if you look up here, see that light colors on the bark right there? That's called blonding. That means this tree is dying. If you look up at the top, there's a few leaves, but not many. Pretty much the top is dead. The bark is starting to turn a light yellow right there. That means it's blonding. This tree is virtually dead. We will take this one down, utilize the wood before it rots. All right, so from what I can see, we probably have about 5 that we have to take down. We'll utilize those trees for crafter's wood. They're dead, but they're still solid, or dying, but still solid. This beetle is killing them all. Can't get away from it. From what I understand, New York State turned a bunch of wasps loose that are supposed to kill these bugs. But according to what I've heard, stupid deer flies, according to what I've heard, the bigger trees, the wasp can't get to the beetle to kill it and the larva. So they have to come up with another plan. All right, here's another ash. It's dead. This one's got to come down. You can see all the beetle tracks right here, or the larva tracks anyway. They have killed this one. And we got a bunch of trees around here. We drop this one, we're going to have to watch that top, because it's going to want to break out of there. It might come back on us. This is going to be one, when it starts to fall, you run like crazy. All right, so we've assessed the ash trees. We got like 4 or 5 to take down. God, I hate losing our ash like that, but we'll utilize them. This is a 23-inch log right here, but it has quite a few knots on it. So I think what we're going to do with this one, instead of cutting it into a square cant, I think we're going to just slab it up. We should be able to get $50, $65 a piece for the slabs, depending how rough they are, but I think it'll work out. I think we'll get more out of this log cutting it into slabs. People like to buy these slabs for bar tops and breakfast bars. One last thing before we go, I got to put the blade on this mill. It's a new blade. Tim bought a box of 747s and they absolutely suck on hardwood, but they do really well on pine, so we're going to use them on pine. We bought some carbides for hardwood. Get into those pretty soon, try them and see how we like them, and if we like them, we'll tell you where we got them from, because they're not too awful expensive. And you might be wondering about the mice. Well, I put a little grain over there in the corner. And the mice are bold and brazen enough to go over there and get into that grain. And I take the pellet gun and pop them. And yes, I got traps up here. And I got poison. And they just don't mess with them. They become wise to them. Alright guys, thanks for coming along. And we'll catch you on the next one.